It is a Monday, and very often we have someone who comes on and talks about Bell Lifestyle products. Now, what I think is interesting is a lot of us, especially guys, we hear the word cholesterol. We're aware of the word, right? So high and low cholesterol. We think we know that.
Yeah, good and bad cholesterol as well.
Good and bad cholesterol. We know, but mostly we think it's bad. But if I actually ask someone, and this is of my friends, so low-level people, the low people, what is cholesterol? I know they would just say bad. I don't think they really, and let's be honest, do you really think I know what it is? I'm just going to say it's bad. Now, is it? So that's why we go to our good friend Alicia Ravenna, who tells us really what we need to know, and really kind of what cholesterol is, and because we know it relates to heart disease, right? We know it relates to problems physically and a lot to do with the heart. So let's go to our good friend Alicia. Good morning, Alicia.
Good morning.
So when we say cholesterol, so what exactly are we talking about? What is cholesterol?
Well, it's a fat. It's a lipid that's in our body and it's in our blood. And our liver also makes cholesterol. So that's why people think that cholesterol is bad, but there is the good and there is the bad. The bad one is the lipid one that sticks in our blood, and it can cause many health issues, cardiovascular issues, and it can lead into other health issues as well, like high blood pressure. It's a vicious cycle once you don't correct your high blood pressure.
And the good cholesterol, can you explain why this is deemed good when we have such a negative on the bad?
Well, the good cholesterol is the one that the liver makes, and it's the cholesterol that our body needs. So it's usually from the good foods that we eat and so on. So it does not bring the cholesterol levels up in a bad way, where it clogs the arteries and so on. That's the simplest way to say it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Well, and how exactly is someone going to measure this? Like if you go to a doctor, or what is the process in getting this measured?
So usually the doctor takes the blood work from you, and they can tell the cholesterol levels from the blood work. That's the only way to find out, through blood.
Now, would we know one way or the other? There would be something telling us that we may have, higher cholesterol in sort of the bad category. How does this show up?
Well, it does not really. It happens to people that are overweight. It happens to people that lead unhealthy lifestyle, don't exercise. It's also genetic sometimes. It does. You would not know till you get your blood work done.
Getting a couple different texts for you this morning. It's interesting because as soon as we threw cholesterol out there were a couple, and we're going to talk about the number 14 formula through Bell Lifestyles called Cholesterol Control. But let me read you this one first, Alicia, before. If a person has clogged arteries right now, or arteries that are, I guess, a little more narrow, what is your recommendation in this sort of situation outside of eating healthier? Because it almost seems that, well, you can't do this, you can't do this. Is there something that they can do as far as supplement wise? And perhaps maybe that's an introduction to number 14, cholesterol control.
Exactly. So you got that right. I would suggest, first of all, visit your doctor and get your blood work done to make sure that the levels are not too high. And second of all, beside the healthy lifestyle and exercise, we have supplements, and Bell came up with a really good formula, number 14 cholesterol. It not only supports the healthy cholesterol, but also helps with blood pressure and glucose levels, and it has antioxidants. So it's a great product that will help you with the low cholesterol levels. Just to reduce them. But of course, like any supplement, you have to also use a good diet and exercise. Exercise is a big one on the list.
No, the thing that always amazes me is that every time, like sometimes I understand the ingredients in these products, and sometimes I don't. But sometimes the simplicity of what is in there that works is really quite remarkable. Orange peel.
Yes,
There's stuff from orange peels in there. I mean, how would you even
yes.
figure that out? Is it Tim Allen? Did Tim? Because it's not Doug. I know it's not. Doug cheated on his exams in high school, so I don't think it's Doug. So, how do we find out? How do we come to this conclusion? These things actually work.
Well, I'm not really good with this stuff. That's a question for those that design the product. But from reading what the ingredients are, they're fantastic. Like the orange peel, it's high antioxidant, high in vitamin C, and it will help the blood flow and so on, so the cholesterol doesn't build up in your veins. It's just an amazing product that helps with overall heart health.
And these are also the kind of products where it's good to get it into your system. And if you have these kinds of issues, this isn't like every once in a while. This is something that's good to use over a period of time, is it not?
It is. It's very good. It's also good for those that know that there is a hereditary issue in their family with cholesterol. They can start using this product and it's not harmful.
Interesting. You talk about exercise being critical in one's fight against cholesterol. I mean, as a whole, exercise is good, period. We know this, but what are we looking at for somebody that is fighting cholesterol? What's the numbers on a daily average that somebody should be physically active if they're going to take this serious, like they should?
Physically active exercising, I would say 4 days a week.
Yeah.
4 days a week is a minimum. If you can do 7, it's a bonus. But I have clients that have started exercising, those that never did and had cholesterol, and they were able to reduce their cholesterol by just simply using a good diet, exercise, and of course, Bell cholesterol number 14.
Yeah, and so as much as we're talking about cholesterol, it also, these kinds of things also help with other issues. I would assume, including blood pressure. I think this also must be very helpful.
Yes, very helpful. This product will help you with blood pressure as well. And it will metabolize the sugars, so it will prevent you from getting there. It helps with cholesterol, but it prevents you from getting the blood pressure because it's all related. Once you have cholesterol, your veins are clogged, and then once that happens, then high blood pressure slowly builds up in the veins. And then when that happens, you can also become diabetic and so on and so on. And it's just a vicious cycle.
Yeah, it's a terrible domino effect. Alicia, what else would you recommend? Is there a combination supplement that goes with the number 14 cholesterol control, in your opinion?
When you have high cholesterol, I usually, talking to clients, I find out that it's their diet. It's all in the diet. So I suggest the sugar metabolism to them.
Yes.
Because it helps with metabolizing the sugars and breaking down the fats and so on. And this is one of the things that you have to remember when you have high cholesterol. You really have to be careful what you're eating. Red meats and steaks and all this is not good for you. Avoid fats and fried foods and fast foods. These are the things that will harm you in the long run. Instead, eat foods that are clean, fish, chicken, lots of greens and vegetables and seeds and so on. Those are the things that I would say eat. And fiber, increase your fiber.
See, that's tough. Steaks, what was that? Steaks and fried food and fast food,
Yeah.
all the yummy stuff, you mean? All
It's
the
a checklist
But
over there.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what, Mike?
Yes.
It can be done, I can tell you, because get yourself an air fryer and it will taste just as a fried food, but in a healthy way with no oils and so on. There is an option out there.
We do have one. We use our air fryer. Like it's with the Instapot and all that stuff.
Yes.
We use that quite a bit. It's really good. It's just finding ways to get things to, and again, it's like anything else, everything in moderation. It's like if
Exactly.
someone said you can never have, no, you can have steak. It's just, if you sit there and then have a cake to yourself and then sit and watch television all night, you're just going to have problems. Like it is invariably, like our body always kind of tells us, exactly what's going on. It's very,
Exactly.
it's sophisticated. It's almost a miracle, but you have to understand, if you don't do anything physically, I mean, never, then you're just asking for trouble. You can't be surprised when the doctor says your cholesterol's high, your blood pressure's high, you have heart issues, because you've done nothing. As you said, it leads very often to, the diabetes and some of these other things that you are just a ticking time bomb if you don't take any of this seriously. And a lot of people say, well, I'm young right now. Don't worry, I'll deal with it when I get older. But that's the problem, because if you don't deal with it when you're young, it's too late when you get older.
You have to develop a certain lifestyle early on. And I teach that to my kids right now, actually. They're adults, but I always tell them, if you start thinking about what you're putting in your mouth right now, you won't regret it later on, and you won't have to deal with issues. So, just think, if you do one bad thing, do a good thing. So if you eating a steak, make sure you are active. Make sure you also include a full plate of veggies in there, so that you have those antioxidants and the fiber in there, so that steak is not sitting in your colon the whole time. And diet, do that, exercise, and you will be good.
Alicia, I gotta follow up on a conversation you and I had probably about a year ago about my snacking. So I want to tell you right now, in the last 3 months, I have not snacked after supper. So between supper and all the way into today's breakfast, which will happen for me after the show, I have nothing except water.
And that's amazing.
Yeah, and it's thanks to you and doing some research on it and kind of just trying to stay disciplined on it, which has been impossibly tough at times because of how much sports is on TV. Because you like to snack and eat sports, right? But after supper, I've come to a halt. So
thank you. That's great. And it's just a matter of getting used to it. So once you tell yourself that, okay, today I won't have it, it's tough, and instead, like, if it's hard to break that, you can break it easily by having a piece of fruit, or you can have, plain popcorn, or you can have, there's so many things out there that you can have if you want to stay away from snacking big bad snacks. But like you said, the best thing for you is not to snack after 6 o'clock, because your body needs a break to digest these foods and so on. So if you can stop yourself, even better. And you've got Bell helping you with sugar metabolism, and that
1000%.
that really kills the cravings and so on. You even forget about your craving when you take that.
Well, I too have also stopped snacking after dinner. I no longer take snacks. I only drink alcohol. So that has really worked out well for me.
You know that it has more sugar than a cheesecake.
Oh, no, I have very special alcohols from Ireland, and all Irish alcohol is sugar-free. That's what they told me.
Oh, really? Okay.
The things you learn, eh?
It's made by leprechauns. It's made by leprechauns, and they wouldn't lie. Alicia, thanks so much this morning. It's always just a pleasure to have you on the show, period, but always such great information. Our good friends at Bell always make sure that we're looked after. So always appreciate the time, and I'm sure we'll check in with you again real soon.
Thank you. It was nice being here. Thank you.
That is Alicia Ravenna, who joined us and always has such great information. We had such a nice time with her. Once again, that number, as we always do, that is number 14, Cholesterol Control. It is a great product of the many that we have from our friends at Bell Lifestyle Products.